This is what I look like. Yep. I know. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Like, I know what I can and I can't do in this world, you know, with what, like, this is what I look like. I know what I can and can't do. I know that I can effectively haggle down the price of a replica Civil War bayonet at a swap meet. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but this, I can get that guy down to 20 bucks just with eye contact and confidence. I know I can do that. You know? Nobody in here is gonna be surprised if you see me about to get in a fist fight with the night manager of a Red Lobster over the technical start and end time of Shrimp Fest. You know, you see me marching around that lobby rolling up my sleeves like, God damn it, Doug, don't tell me you can't make them, tell me you won't make them, because it's 11:58. Just be honest with me. I think a lot of comedy comes from shared experiences, things that we can relate to. Keeping that in mind, anybody else in here get so drunk last month you had to call a cab just to take you to Wendy's? Couple, all right, maybe, couple, right there. Yeah, get to that special point in your mid-30s where you realize that drinking responsibly and crying for help just kind of turned into the same thing. Real successful Saturday night home alone. I want those spicy nuggets. You're too drunk to drive. We'll call a cab because you deserve them. I'm doing the right thing. How come it still feels sad? That's what I did. I called a cab and another grown man drove to my house for money. Because that was his job. And he got to my house, and I jumped in his cab, and I said this, don't do what I did when you get a cab. I just jumped in, and I just said, we're going on an adventure. That's just $80 on the meter right away. But I don't want to be a tour guide. That's 80 bucks. That's a Peter Pan tax is what that is. That's the same amount of money if I were to just jump in and be like, take me to Neverland. 80 bucks. You smell like you're probably gonna barf in here, so we're starting at 80. Doesn't matter where you're going. And so we drove to the Wendy's, and I made him take me through the drive-thru because I did not trust him not to leave me there. It was fair. He was suspicious of me. I was suspicious of him. It was fair play. But this is where I got in trouble, see, is because he was driving a van cab, which means I had to open the whole side door to place my order. And I was like, well, there's no way in hell I'm not gonna fall on my ass doing this. So I had one hand wrapped up in the seatbelt and was just kind of hanging out the side like a helicopter machine gunner. I was just kind of hanging out. I realized, like, oh, this is how they do the high-speed ransom exchanges and the action movies I love so much. I'm gonna Bruce Willis the shit out of this. So I wasn't even at the window. I was just hanging out. I was like, you throw me the nuggets, I'll throw you the cash. And the lady working there, she threw me the little bag. She's got to cut loose. She's working late at a Wendy's. Have some fun with your life. Have some fun with it. So I got the stuff. I'm yelling at the getaway driver. At this point, it's the getaway driver. It's like, I got the package, step on it, go! But he's not in it. He's like, I cannot go with the doors open. I cannot drive with the doors open. But it's an illegal thing for me to do with the door open. I'm like, but we're doing a whole thing right now. Where's your imagination? But somebody clearly had not taken improv classes in college like some other of us have. You are not yes-anding right now. This other Frosty was gonna be for you, yeah. But you blew it, yeah. Spent $114, 2 Frosties and a dozen nuggets. Because I'm an American hero. What's fun in this world, the best part of this world is when you find out what you can't do. And the only way you find out what you can't do is when you try doing something and you fail at it. You can't be scared of that. That process is called learning. And you can't be scared of learning, you know? Embrace it. Make sure you take the lesson from it. Like, I learned that I cannot take off my shirt and then look after 2 boys, ages 3 and 1 years old, at a family aquatic center in East Lansing, Michigan on a Tuesday afternoon. Now, I mean, they were my friend's kids. I'm not a creep, all right? You know, I had a right to be there. I'm having a family fun day with my buddy. He's got his kids there, and we're doing a thing, and he says to me, he says, Kyle, can you look after my children? I'm gonna go to the car to make the lunches. So can you look after my children? Ooh, that's heavy. He's asked somebody to look after. So I took on my most fatherly and responsible voice. I said, yeah, watch your kids, man. I'll do it, yeah. Huh? They're kids, man. They got tiny brains. They're easily manipulated. They should be fine. But then, because he's a responsible dad, before he left, he slathered him down with this SPF 8000 suntan lotion or what have you to protect them from the sun, effectively turning them into 2 bars of prison soap I got to try and hold on to at this pool. And he just leaves. He leaves. Now I got these little slippery bastards. Now the 3-year-old hits the deck, just slides right into the deep end of the pool, promptly starts sinking. I kind of get a hold on the 1-year-old, but he's like a buttered jelly bean. That thing just squirts right out the other way. Now I gotta start running around this family fun center looking for these kids, and I gotta start grabbing them, and I'm grabbing kids, and like I'm trying to grab one and then compare them to another one, because I kind of remember what they look like, you know? And the thing is, like, people are real territorial about their kids. I didn't know that. Like, you can't just like grab one and walk with it for a second. People are like, is that your kid? It's like, no, piss off, man. I'm doing a thing. You know, you gotta have a whole story. You gotta have a whole reason or whatever. I don't know. But so I start calling. Now my friend, his kids, he's a smart guy. He named his kids, he gave them smart kid names. Named them Malcolm and Archer. 2 smart kid names. So now I gotta run around looking for a Malcolm and an Archer. I gotta start calling out Malcolm and Archer. Now people at this pool are getting nervous, rightfully so, because this does not have 2 kids named Malcolm or Archer. If I do have 2 kids, I probably don't give a what they're doing, because I'm gonna be a negligent father. That's a given. And if I do have kids and I am calling them out by their names, by those ages, I probably have nicknames for them already, like Miller Time and the Boss Man or something. Like, that's what I'm doing. So I'm running around, I'm trying to gather up, Malcolm Archer, I'm calling these kids names, I'm looking around, I'm taking other kids, comparing them to other kids, and now people are getting real nervous. Now the lifeguards, he's got the whistle in the mouth, I'm the ready, you know, because they're starting to put together that this is a Tuesday afternoon. And anybody that looks like this does not have legal custody of children on a weekday. This is every other weekend at best. I have lost privileges, for certain. I'm happy because I discovered one of the keys to happiness. And it was simple. One of the keys to happiness, all you need to do is redefine what a miracle is for yourself. That's all it is. Just loosen up your definition of what a miracle can be. All a miracle is the world letting you know it can still surprise you. That's all it is, plain and simple. And if you adhere to that, you get to experience miracles all the time. I get to have them all the time. Recently, I experienced a miracle, and the miracle I experienced was I burnt my laundry. That's it. And it's something that should have just pissed me off, but I didn't even know you could do that. Just sat at the laundromat holding a meteorite that used to be my favorite t-shirts. But instead of getting pissed or angry, I was overwhelmed with a sense of joy and curiosity about the world. Instead of being mad, I was just yelling out at everybody like, did you know this could even happen? I put the same coins in the same machines as you all did. You got fresh laundry. I created a new element for the universe. Spent 2 weeks just calling myself the alchemist. I took it serious. I have been chosen. Things are going good, though. I did an interview. I got to do an interview for Hustler magazine. That was... Yeah, that's a weird... No, you're right to have mixed emotions. Some like, okay, yeah. And some woos. I think if I was younger, if I was a teenager, it would have been a woo. Yeah, thanks. Sure would be, Kyle. Appreciate it. Well, that's the thing. I don't know, like, because at 15 it would have been a woo because, like, yeah, it's Hustler, but then to be in it in an interview, that's a weird, like, because then I would just be wooing, be like, yeah, my friends are gonna see my face while they're holding their dicks. Like, that's. So I don't know how that's a weird thing to be excited about. But I did it because still, you know, okay, comedy's going all right, and a publication wants to interview me, so I'll do it. Any press it's press. And so I did it, and I didn't think anything, because it was only going in the print version too. And I don't know who would even acquire a print, I don't know who that's for. Like, I don't know who's still buying, just anybody that doesn't have access to technology, like a hobo whose entertainment fund is a sock full of nickels finally overflowed enough, like, time to get us something fun for around the garbage fire, boys. Or it's just some new version of hipster that's over vinyl. It's just really into analog porn now. Just some new type of dude hanging around. It just has such warmer tones to it, you know? It's just there's a subtlety to it that digital's just never gonna capture. And plus, it's just so nice to hold something in your hand, you know, to feel the weight of it. It's great. So I did it, and it was out there, and I didn't think anybody would see it, but my mom found out. So I had to have that phone call, which I never thought would ever happen in life, which was, I mean, if you could be your own mom going, what's this thing in Hustler that you did? And I panicked. It was a new panic too. It wasn't even like I got this situation, but it was just like, no, it was an interview, words, it was words, and there was no pictures. I didn't do pictures, it was words. It was for comedy, and she goes, I know you didn't do pictures. And then it got weird because I'm like, why, you don't think I could do pictures? Like, whoa, that's a corner of your brain you don't want to enter right now, Kyle. Leave that shit alone. But once at that point, I was ready for her to probably be disappointed or let down and say something. You know, it's your mom, and if she finds out you're in any context, I would think like, well, Kyle, sometimes you do some things and I don't agree with them. And I was ready for that. Not that I want to disappoint her, but I was ready for that generation gap. But instead of disappointment, what I got was her saying, oh, I know it's just an interview. It's just your father and I have been driving around trying to find a copy. We don't know where to go. Oh, such a worse feeling, such a worse feeling. Oh, mom knows how to crank up the dial. You're probably disappointed. No, it's just your father and I have just been bursting into liquor stores and porno shops all over the western suburbs of Chicago, going to the guy behind the counter like, hi, do you have any Hustlers here? Which I could see that guy being stunned, like, wow, you're the oldest perverts I've ever seen. But coming in as a couple, heartwarming, you know? Way to keep it spicy in the silver years. Let's see what we got here. We got a penthouse, that's sort of along the lines. Probably don't know how the computers work, that's why we're going print, okay? We got jugs over here, that's a little more something for the fella, but you know, hey, I'm not gonna judge you guys where it's at. At that point, it's probably where my dad's just getting frustrated because they're wasting time, pushes my mom out of the way, just goes, nah, we need Hustler, that's the one our kid's in. Like, ooh.